you can't poison the fries. Like I would be surprised if at least half of America has had a McDonald's fry in their mouth this year.
Stopped by McDonald's, a couple fries in my mouth a few minutes ago. I was reading your thing. It was like formaldehyde and rancid and arsenic. And I'm like,
damn, that's messed up.
I was like, I hope they put some extra on mine. This tastes good. Well, are we ready? All right, S38 Fire Team, my two favorite friends in the whole wide world. We are back like we left something. Adam, what's up?
Hi, this is Adam from Sleek Top City, Arizona, and I am happy to be here.
Brooklyn, what is the deal?
Brooklyn here, reporting live from the East Coast. Happy to be here as always, reporting for duty. Born to fight, trained to kill, ready to die, never will. Hoorah.
All right, we didn't need all of that. T-shirt check.
It is our friends over at the Patina Collective. Shout out to them.
Nice.
Mercedes guys.
I have a Porsche, probably in a car chase. Maybe I don't know if that's foreshadowing or not.
I can see it backfire in there.
That was it's got a little popcorn too in there. Our engineers are rocket scientists.
Got you.
I got the car guy. This is pretty cool. You gotta let people know I'm a car guy. What are we here for? What are we talking about? Whose idea was this? Was this mine or Adam's?
I don't know whose idea was it. I thought it was yours.
I do think it was on my list actually.
It was it? Okay.
Well, if it's a good idea, then that was mine. But if it's a shitty one, then that's probably yours for sure. So, what we're talking about today on S38 Fire Team is we are talking about our favorite car chase scenes, our favorite. Not necessarily the entire movie is about cars, but just a good car chase scene. I'd say for a good stretch there, almost every blockbuster movie outside of maybe Gone with the Wind, there was at least some element or form of a chase, whether it was with a wagon and horses, or a motorcycle, a car. I remember watching this one movie. It had one of the Baldwin brothers in it. And this was like mid-90s. And they had a Lincoln Town car, and it was chasing a Ducati, like, whatever and like through editing, it's like the Ducati's like, win, and the Lincoln Town car is like, whoop, 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 whoop. I'm like, dude, if you have a Ducati and you can't outrun a damn 90s Lincoln Town car, what are you doing with your life?
I saw an interesting chase yesterday as I was heading to the Atlanta airport. We're heading to the airport, and there we passed a brand new Galanda wagon, the G-Wagon.
Mm-hmm.
A gigantic brick. It looks like 7 refrigerators stacked on each other, and it was a pretty color blue, and it was going on a pretty good clip. And so we bubbled past it, and a Toyota Supra, a white Toyota Supra, came out of nowhere, and the G-Wagon and the new Supra were racing. And I mean racing for miles, cutting people off. It was almost like a police chase, but it was they were just chasing each other. And we know G-Wagons are, powerful. And I don't know what version of it was, a G63 or 65 or whatever they're making nowadays. But that brick was, had to be doing 150 miles per hour, which you shouldn't do, because the laws of physics state that you're going to flip something shaped in that fashion. I mean, yeah. Aerodynamics of a wall. But yes, continue.
Yeah, most of those G-Wagons, they do have the nannies in there to keep them from tipping over and all of that, but you can't stop an idiot from accomplishing what they set out to do. So it was so funny. I was just kind of like going over what I was going to talk about, and the tie-in for the car chase. And you'll see from my selection, this was from my childhood as well. And I was like, this podcast is turning into a therapy session. I'm like, Mom was like, when I was a kid, it's just always, I'm going to have to start paying myself here in a minute. But Adam, what you like a good movie with a car chase scene in it?
Yes, and actually, I prefer to reenact those car chases in North Carolina right around the third weekend of May.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we'll make it happen sometimes and get out there. Well, not for my selection because there's way too much carnage, but there's some good ones out there for sure. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna share with you guys which of one of our movies that we select in the car chase scene and kind of talk about it. So Adam, do you want to kick it off?
I can do that. I have sort of an honorable mention to start off, and I wanted to talk about a 1972 production, and it wasn't a movie, but it was a film made by a Frenchman, obviously, driving through the streets of Paris, and it turns out that it's a love story, and there are many laws broken. There is a single vehicle, and you're basically on the bumper of this vehicle, and you're basically chasing through the early morning of a quiet morning in Paris. And having driven those roads myself, I can tell you that this particular production could not be redone today. But it was very controversial for its time and very heart racing. It's called Rendezvous. And as a matter of fact, when it got released, after it was produced and released, the producer actually got arrested. Okay. So that's my honorable mention. But let me get on to my real pick. I did want to talk about one of my favorites. Listen, when we go to the movies, right, sometimes we go because there's a certain actor that we really like or actress or a certain group of characters that we are following along with, right? In my case, the star of the show was the vehicle. And I think we can all kind of agree that there's, several iconic vehicles that are featured in some of these car chases, and this is no exception. So my pick was the Mission Impossible movie, one of the more recent ones, where there was an E-28 as a car chase. Okay? And basically what it was the main character, Tom Cruise, is driving an E-28 like he means it. I don't know exactly where they were, but some European country, of course. And he had the bad guy in the passenger seat for a little while and 3 passengers for a little while. And he was bossing this car around really, really well. And I just remember when I saw the trailers, I saw the hubbub coming up to the movie. They had looked for E-28s to volunteer for these scenes. And so there was a little bit of, buzz around that. And then when the trailer came out, I believe the E-28 made the trailer. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go see this. So I went and saw it, and I could not wait for that scene. And it's maybe less than 10 minutes. And I remember being in the theater and feeling like I was inside one of my own E-28s.
Yeah.
The sounds were perfect. It did make a couple sounds that, aren't typical, and it did do a couple of moves which wouldn't normally be possible without movie magic, but in my opinion, that was the most memorable car chase of modern history, modern movies.
Well, that's a tall order right there. But let's check it out.
We are getting no sound from the movie.
My apologies. We were having, and by we, I mean me, having some difficulties getting the audio to sync up there. So during this clip, you're just going to have to watch and imagine the sounds.
He's even got Henry Cavill and Ving Rhames are 2 gigantic guys to
They're
have.
Not small guys.
Yeah, you're having the backseat of your E-28 and still have it move effectively.
Apparently, the E-28 is relatively impervious to bullets as well.
Right. That was a hell of a shot to get the passenger on the first try.
Oh, there we go.
We still can't hear it.
You might have dueling banjos when you go into production for this or editing.
Yeah,
Is that speedometer on the YouTube video?
Yes.
Nice.
I think it's trying to show the just kind of the scale.
Did anybody figure out what color that E28 is? Because that looks like a possible real BMW color.
I think it was like malachite or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that interior. I mean, just
yeah, that's nice. Is that not an M5?
I don't believe it is. No.
So did they have the 535 IS in Germany, or was that just for us?
I believe they have the 535i.
Man, that's
great
driving
shots
right there. Oh, that guy didn't die when he got shot?
No, he didn't get shot. That's what I meant by impervious.
I thought she shot him in the face when it came right through the windshield in this direction. Now this move here on the big screen was like, whoa.
I mean, you just don't see that with older vehicles. You know what I'm saying? With the muscle cars, yes, but with a relatively unknown E28,
right.
I think this is just the best coverage.
Yeah, it really is cool. I mean, that burnout was an LS swap level, but that's
maybe a little bit of dawn under the tires.
Is she trying to save the passenger or kill him?
I don't want to ruin the movie for you. I mean, it does everything. The E28 does everything. You see that?
I do.
Takes out pedestrians, jumps curbs.
Windshield doesn't crack.
Yeah, it's amazing. The sounds were great in the theater. I felt like I was inside an E28, so that was really special to me.
Did they really film that in Paris?
I don't know if that was in Paris
or in Europe.
I think it was in Europe. Yes.
Yeah, that was
very cool.
The thing about that one was, like, as Adam said, I remember when they were fishing, a lot of purists were just like, no, like, you're ruining. That's another set of E28 Euro bumpers that are completely ruined,
come on. It's a movie. People blow up McLarens and all kind of nearly priceless stuff in movies.
I remember they did that to a 911. It was like a model ad, like, some kind of, and they took an air-cooled 911 and they like
crushed it or something.
Or it was like there was some kind of, it was part of the ad, it was part of like the photo shoot where they wanted to show you, it's like the contrast, and like the purists came out of the woodwork, like, how dare you, purposely ruin a 911, and so
yeah, it's not your car, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, well, this is the world we live in. People can voice their opinion. But yeah, so Adam, can we expect for your car to perform all of those same stunts here shortly?
Right. Probably not those stunts in particular. I would rather not be shot at and find out about 28 windshields. Or jump off a set of steps. No, backwards.
Not on purpose. Not on purpose, anyway.
I mean, burnouts. that might be up my alley. But everything else was kind of a little bit intense.
Right on. All right, I like that. You don't see E28s in movies. I was watching I had it on the background when I was working. Big Trouble Little China, and I think I shared it in the chat. There was an E12 just parked just parked there on the side. So that was pretty cool. You know, watching the movie back then, you probably would never recognize that, but I seen it now, and I was just like, "Hey, it ain't 12."
Right.
So that was cool.
There've been a lot of E9s in modern movies, and TV shows. Jack Ryan, the Jack Ryan show. Is it called Jack Ryan? Jack Ryan show on Hulu. The first season, he drove a BMW 2002. Might have even been a TII. And the second season, he had upgraded to an E9 coupe.
Yeah.
And that was cool to see. And in the movie Knives Out, which I didn't see, Chris Evans drives an E9 coupe. It's
There's another one in
they
there.
replaced the Mustang, because you know the hero always drives like the classic the 67 Mustang, you know, in movies, and it's just so 67 Mustangs and Volvo wagons. Those are the two things that you always see in movies, you know, for the the meek housewife or whatever the case may be.
I think there was an E9 in Racing in the Rain, or The Art of Racing in the Rain. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, there's and also
The Lincoln Lawyer.
What's that?
The Lincoln Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer. He had a real Lincoln. He had a slab.
No, but someone drove Ryan Gosling drove an E9 in one of those movies. It was either The Lincoln Lawyer, and he wasn't the Lincoln
the original
Lawyer,
Lincoln
someone
Lawyer.
else.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I'm talking about the same movie. But in that movie, the Lincoln Lawyer, Matthew McConaughey, drove a Lincoln, but I think someone else drove. Ryan Gosling's character drove an E9. I might be totally wrong about that, but I remember Ryan Gosling E9. The E9 is a big Hollywood car now.
I'm sure the comment section will correct you.
Or I will correct you in editing.
Or in editing, Dre will make me look like an idiot.
Well, hey, listen. Check it out. So I'm going to go ahead next because I am anxious to share mine. It sucks that you guys don't have the sound, so you're just going to have to watch. And visually, this is really appealing as well. It's not so many of that. It's not so much there's recognizable cars in it, but this is, I think, the peak of live action stunt filming in the industry. I don't think we've really ever gone back to just live action filming in movies, especially with cars and big.
Too much CGI now.
Yeah, it's you know, and I get it. It's cheaper and easier, but as a student of the game from when they did stuff like this that I'm going to share, it's just there's just no comparison. More dangerous, yes, but almost worth it. So this is a movie, and it's actually the first one. I'll just tell you, Mad Max is the first one, and then Road Warrior is the second one. And really, I could lump them. They're both.
Time out. I hope when you make the YouTube video, because they always ask you if the video is for kids or not for kids. I hope you always choose not for kids, because what I'm about to say is not for kids.
Oh, jeez. Or for me, apparently.
If you two motherfuckers break the rules and do more than is on the assignment one more time, I will book a fucking flight to wherever you are.
What did I rule that
you? Huh? You have two car chases from two different Mad Max movies?
No, you see, this is what happens when you cut people off before they're finished talking. Okay, listen to what I am saying. I could have picked Mad Max and Road Warrior because they both have good car chase scenes, but obviously I had to pick one. We don't have time to, well, I guess we had the time now that we're on level 3 of explaining this, but I'm only going to pick one. They're both really good movies. Mad Max and Road Warrior, they go hand. It's like Alien and Aliens. You cannot really separate them. They're almost really one movie and can be played back to back. That's how good they are.
When I get a therapist, I'm going to tell them about you.
I don't see why that's such a hard concept.
Play your fucking movie, dog.
Okay, so
play your scene, dog.
So Road Warrior, this movie, you know, in the movie, I can tell you all sorts of weird facts about the movie. Like Mel Gibson, he had like 10 lines in the movie. That was it. You know, it was, you know, a lot of the stuntmen got hurt, and just this is I can Road Warrior, Mad Max, but especially Road Warrior is a movie I can watch on loop, and I'll watch it like it's the first time I've ever seen it. It's just that,
I've never
you know,
seen
it's
that
just
movie.
that good.
Wolf, add that to the list of movies we've got to watch.
Can you hear it? Having a bad day. Brooklyn, you talking about the Swiss cheese effect? Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Yay!
Who wants that? That's the best part. This is, you know, that's just one scene, you know, that's just one act. It is such a great carnage, blood, guts, gears, smoke, nitrous, wheels, tires. I mean, everything. You got a couple complete idiots on the back of the truck. This guy, that one guy that has caught his legs on fire, he was paralyzed. That's why his shit was all wrapped up. And you know, he's just like, he's like, trying to put it out. He's like,
He's on fire on the back of a gas tanker.
Oh, dude, it is literally the whole thing. If you, Brooklyn, I am, you know, I know Adam always gives you a hard time about Pulp Fiction, but you Road Warrior, you know, just disconnect from the world and watch it, disconnect from reality and belief, and it's such a good movie, man.
Are you suggesting that I watch it before Pulp Fiction?
Listen, you can watch Pulp Fiction at your own. And when you have a nonstop from here to Dubai, you can put on Pulp Fiction and hope you finish it by the time you land.
Is it that long?
No, it's not that long.
It's very long.
I
Matter of
think
fact, I just finished watching it. And I started it in '96.
My favorite part about those Mad Max and Road Warrior movies is actually the reboots, the 2 reboots that they've done in the last few years.
Yeah.
The modifications that they do to the cars are absolutely
crazy. Yeah.
They are just great. Super fun stuff. I mean, I would love to be on those teams. Just like, okay, I feel like having hubcaps made of barbed wire, you know, dumb stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, it really seems like you could just get away with anything. You could say whatever, be like, you know, I'm gonna chop 2 cars in half, weld them together backwards, and put it on a monster truck chassis, and put, you know, a flamethrower for the door handle. And they're like,
it seemed that every automobile was armed with crossbows somehow. Like there was like someone went to, you know, Bob's Crossbow Emporium.
It's the wasteland. It's, what do they call it in the future? It's
Dystopia,
where you know there's no bullets, so everybody's got a. Oh, that's great. Well, Brooklyn, I hope you can follow up to that.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's the 1980s. Here's the thing. This movie, I believe, either 1990 or sometime in the 80s. Release date May 4th, 1990. So there's a police officer, a detective, Seattle detective Bert Simpson, played by Dabney Coleman, great actor. 8 days from retirement, so concerned about planning for the future that he doesn't appreciate the present. He goes to get his physical to get out of to retire as a cop, and is diagnosed with terminal cancer. Like, you've got a couple weeks to live. He happens to have a young son. He's got a wife and a young son, and he's like, you know, my kid's going to Harvard. His son's really young, like 10 years old or something, but he wants to set a kid up for the future. He finds out that insurance will not pay out if he dies of cancer. So he realizes they will pay out if he gets killed in the line of duty within the next 8 days. So he goes on a quest to get himself killed. And what precedes the scene you're about to watch is he's sitting eating lunch with his partner, and he gets a call that like 2 bank robbers with machine guns are on the loose and Seattle PD is chasing him. So he hears the call, his partner hears the call, they're out at the hot dog stand or whatever, and he does one of those, hey, look that way, or hey, can you grab our lunch for me? And while his partner's doing that, he hops in the car and he jets off because he is determined to get killed in the line of duty, and he doesn't want his partner in the car to get hurt. So he takes off by himself, and that's when the following happens. Hit it, Dre.
Wait, I gotta pause for a second. Was that an 850? Did you guys see that?
No, rewind it. Was it?
Hang on.
It would be crazy if it was, because this movie was released. No, it's a Toyota Celica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my heart pounds. I was like, is that Cupid?
That would have been epic. But yeah, so you're too early.
Not the Dodge Diplomat. That old 318. Hear it?
Yeah.
How fast is he going? I don't know. Well, how fast are we going? 90. What's he trying to do? Kill himself?
Actually.
This is for you, Dougie. You're going to college, little guy. Come on.
nice tail out drift, little action there.
Machine guns. All right, go, go! Get this thing moving! I'm wide open!
Big cheating.
Get this guy off my ass! Right here!
Is that a Bonneville?
It might be or Brand. Yeah.
Get it! Goodbye, Carolyn! Ah,
Free airbag.
Dodge didn't use this as a promo commercial.
Right. Well, there are actually a lot of these in the shops because police cars and civilian cars. A lot of comments said these cars are actually this durable.
No, I believe it.
blow this guy away! Come on, shoot!
Nice. Oh, that was a Granada.
Yeah.
How do you like that, you ugly son of a bitch? This guy's crazy! Oh no! Watch it! Watch it!
Remember when there was randomly plate glass in every 80s movie?
You son of a bitch! Get away from this guy! Come on!
I think it might have been a Pontiac.
Like, look, you son of a bitch! Look out! Where'd he go? Now your ass is mine!
My back hurts.
Dude, I just lost a feeling tonight.
This is a great non-CGI car scene, man.
Oh, this guy was an alpha.
Was it?
Yeah, I want to go back and look. Hey,
Man, this guy is
there's
pissing
gotta
me
be some
off!
movie magic. There's no way those cars handle that good.
Because why aren't people using Dodge Diplomats for drift competitions?
I know, for SCCA art class.
I mean, he took 400 pounds with the body.
Listen, Carr has gotten faster since getting in because he's produced great. Force would charge you about $30,000 for that mod.
That boat of a Pontiac is really handling too.
Now or never, Birdo, buddy!
Oh, poor Beetle.
One T-bone steak. Fresh.
Oh, man.
Hold on, no. Let him say what he's gonna say.
Get off my face! Can't you idiots do anything right?
Here's the kicker. He does that. He does several more heroic acts all over the city, trying to get killed in the line of duty. And through all this heroism, no one can kill him. He's like the Terminator, right? And then come to find out that a doctor accidentally switched the files. He never had cancer. He never had cancer. So all of his trying to get himself, and he didn't succeed in getting himself killed.
That figures.
That really, I was really feeling like I was having like my lifetime flashbacks. All of those bad luck things where you try to get out your own way, you know.
But I think it was just a great, real film, and we don't even see that anymore, right? You're driving cars in outer space in Fast and Furious movies, right? Like, so we don't really see them clearing the road or driving through a city, driving through barrels, driving through plate glass. They're just doing it all with movie magic now. So that's why actually the Mission Impossible scene is a throwback, because they really are, much to our chagrin in some cases, but they really are throwing an E28 down steps and driving it through a real city. And because Tom Cruise always does the top shelf when it comes to stunts.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good. I was you sent me the link and I didn't, I just queued it. I didn't really I do remember that movie and I do remember that chase scene, but this is my first time really watching it in detail, and that was pretty good. And just going back to kind of like I guess the reoccurring theme here is that it counts so much more when there's real. I'm sure they went through about 5 or 6 Dodge Diplomats, but there's some things that you just can't replicate on the green screen.
Right.
The collisions, the carnage. I mean, that thing was a super leggero by about 4 minutes in.
Right.
It was just that was pretty amazing. I like that. And I went back and looked, and it was a Toyota. I thought it was an Alpha, but it was a Toyota.
Yeah, it's Toyota Celica. I believe it was like a Celica coupe. It was a Porsche 924 in there as well. Shout out to the judge.
Adam, what'd you think?
Great stuff.
Like you said, the old school car chases are probably the best. I mean, I could probably name a half dozen movies that I could have picked for this. And both of you guys picked stuff outside of my experience, which is great. It just shows our different backgrounds and our different little preferences. But I have to agree that the old school stuff, the stuff that's like super real, is probably the best, and just really like immerses you in the scene.
Yeah, I could probably do a whole. I probably should. I'll have to write this down on a list of great ideas. A whole podcast on Mad Max and the Road Warrior. I was never a huge fan of the Thunderdome. It had some cool scenes, but it departed away from the car chase stuff. They were on a train or something stupid like that. And the newer ones, they're cool, but they're it's just when you're born and bred off of the original original two, those it's very hard to watch those and have the level of appreciation that probably should be deserved to it. But I
Which
love
one was the first? Was Road Warrior the first, or was Mad Max?
Mad Max was the original one,
Before the world ended, and he was a police officer, and he had the police car. What was the Ford? It was Ford Falcon, and then
it was
the
Ford
the
Falcon
guys,
XB, and
the guys
it was
souped
kinda
it up for
modified,
him.
had some modifications to it.
Yeah,
And
that was
that's why
cool
anytime you
car.
hear me guys say last of the V8s, last of the V8 Interceptors, that it's that scene. I mean, you gotta imagine I'm a kid and he walks into the parking garage and he's just like, and the supercharger is like,
right, sucking small woodland creatures in.
dude,
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen clips of it and
you've
pieces
seen
of it.
I could talk about Road Warrior and Mad Max. It's another one of those movies that I could probably word the whole entire thing, but it's just that good of a movie. It's just bare bones. It's what else, it was a short plot, revenge plot, from
It wasn't big budget from what I understand either.
big budget and a lot of carnage, but it was about a man who lost everything and he got revenge in a cool car, which is not a bad way to do it. So good stuff. I liked yours too, Adam. That was it pained me to see an E28 get smashed to bits, but hey, at least it looked cool doing it, right?
It's time for me to get an E28. All of this E30 stuff has been cool, to visit, but I think, and the E24 and E31 life obviously is for me, as is the E39 and E36 life. But you guys have had E28s for a long time now, and waffles.
Well, that sounds like a great idea for our next episode. Let's get Brooklyn into an E28. Listen, I am Dre Zoom. Adam.
I'm Slick Top City.
Brooklyn.
I am Brooklyn Taylor.
Thank you for coming to the movies with us. We may have to do this again since apparently we have a lot more to share. So catch us on the next time. We appreciate you guys tuning in. S38 Fire Team out.